the root canal story, and then we're gonna go and rue it here. So I got a root canal today. It absolutely sucked. I thought that I had cracked my tooth yesterday, and when I went to the dentist today, and they said that it might be a crack, but they couldn't see it on the X-ray. But they did the test, and like I was screaming like a little banshee when he did the cold test. So it's like, all right, you obviously need this root canal. So in the middle, so while the root canal is going on, so just so you know, I am very squeamish with dentists. I'm not good with dentists at all. I can take a lot of pain. Like, I have herniated discs in my back from years ago, and I dealt with that for years, never got surgery because I don't want surgery. So I have a very, very high pain threshold, except here. I have no pain threshold here. I don't know why, I just have no pain threshold in the teeth. And so, I'm sitting there, and I'm like all anxious. I'm like, oh God, just get this over with, get this over with. And he's shooting me up with like 5 things of like lidocaine or novocaine, whatever that stuff is. And as I'm sitting there with the glasses they put on me to protect me from whatever he was doing in my mouth, I was able to see a reflection of everything he was doing. Now, you would think, oh man, you don't like dentists, you don't like, it's not I don't like dentists, I don't like having them do stuff to me. But you're probably thinking like, well, don't look, just close your eyes or look away. But I can't look away. When can I ever look away from anything? So I'm watching him doing all the stuff in my mouth the whole time, and I'm watching him change the different drill bits, and I'm like wondering, like, I wonder what size that one is. I see him like making the hole in my tooth, and I'm like, this sucks. But I just couldn't look away. And then finally, towards I would say like the last quarter of the root canal, all of a sudden the stuff he's drilling out, which I guess is the pulp of the tooth, starts turning like bright red. And I'm like, oh no, I know what that is. Is that normal? I don't know, I'm not a dentist. And I hear him go, it's bleeding, get the something, the hydrochlor, I don't even remember what it was called. And I see like the assistant like run out of the room and then grabs some tube of something, and he's like stuffing the thing down there, and he's like, it's still bleeding, give me more. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die on the table. It's over. It's like all over. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna be the only person in like the world that has died from a root canal. And by the way, I don't know if anyone's ever died from a root canal. Maybe I'm not, but that's what I was thinking at the time. And so finally, when it was all done, like after like 5 minutes of this, I guess he stopped it from bleeding, and he just continued on like nothing happened. I'm sitting there like a banshee, like shaking, like, I'm gonna die, like a little baby. And when it's all done, he shows me an X-ray. He's like, so yeah, we just want to let you know that everything's fine. Your nerves were really inflamed, and it looked like you had, and he showed me on the X-ray, you had a lot of decay underneath the filling that you had. So apparently, who knows how many years that's been going on, because I got that filling when I was like 10. He's like, and it looks like it's just been kind of working its way down to your nerves. And I think when you bit into that candy when you were working, you probably sent the nerve into overdrive, because it was super inflamed, and they only bleed like that when they're really badly inflamed. So he showed me that he injected this stuff, and like you could see, like here's the tooth, and there's where like he put all the stuff in, and it's like all over, like up here. And he's like, it'll resolve in 6 months. And I'm like, resolve in 6 months? Wait, am I gonna be that horrible pain for the next 6 months? Like, no. It's gonna dissolve in your system, like your body's gonna absorb it in 6 months. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So, yeah, it made it so much worse, Cyrus Zio, hi by the way, that I watched him doing it to me. I don't know why I did. I just couldn't look away. I could not look away. It's just horrible. I should have just like been like this, or like done this, or couldn't look away. So, but wait, there's more. So now my anxiety's in overdrive, and I'm like, this sucks. Like, I got home, and I'm like, I hope I'm gonna be all right. And I'm thinking like, oh my god, what if like... So I watched this documentary, like, I don't know, a couple months ago, about this doctor. His name's Dr. Dunch, and the show was called Dr. Death. Has anybody heard of Dr. Death or Dr. Dunch? Anybody see this documentary or watch this series? It's basically this show, and okay, so Gamers Upland has, about this doctor that was just so incompetent, from Texas, I think it was. And he operated on he maimed like 50 or 60 patients just from being incompetent, but the system let him keep doing it for far too long. He paralyzed people, he killed a couple people. He's actually in jail now, like he has a life sentence for doing this. But I'm thinking like, oh my god, what if, like, what if my dentist, what if it's like malpractice? What if he messed up? What if like I witnessed him like screwing up? And by the way, I think he did a great job. But this is what I was thinking at the time, and this was just like 6 hours ago. It wasn't even that long ago, or 8 hours ago, whatever it was. And I'm like, oh my god, what if like what if I'm paralyzed? What if the side of my mouth will never regain feeling? Because, like, when it was bleeding, he messed up the nerve, or he cut the thing. Oh my God. Like, this is, like, you don't want to live inside my brain. I'm freaking crazy, everybody. So, so I decided to take a nap, right? I'm like, I'm just going to sleep it off when I wake up. I'm sure the side of my face will wake up, and I'll feel great, and da-da-da-da. So I slept for, like, a 3-hour nap in the middle of the day. When do I ever do that? And I woke up 3 hours later, and the whole right side of my face was still completely numb. I'm like, oh my God, everything's still numb. He must have hit the nerve. It's over. I'm gonna like walk around like I'm gonna have half face. Like my smile's gonna be crooked. Like, hi. Like, this is how I'm gonna be from now on. And so I called. Yeah, I'm ridiculous. I'm telling you. So I called up the dentist, and I'm like, hey, how long does it usually take for the Novocaine or whatever to wear off? And of course, I would ask it this way. Instead of just saying, hey, it hasn't worn off yet, is that normal? To which he probably would have said yes. But instead, I asked it the reverse way, because I'm crazy. I said, how long does it usually take? He's like, yeah, usually from the time you leave 2 to 3 hours. He's like, well, it's been almost 4 hours, and it hasn't worn off at all. And he's like, hold on, please. And he puts me on hold. I'm like, oh no, this is it. He's going to tell me to come back, and he's going to tell me he thinks he hit a nerve, and it's over. He says, just take a warm compress, put it on the side of your face, leave it there for like half an hour, don't burn yourself. Dr. what's-his-name is sure it will resolve itself. I'm like, okay. So I did that. It took 8 hours for it to mostly wear off. In fact, as I talk to you right now, it's still a little numb around here. A little bit. Like I would say up this area here is a little bit numb, and like right around right here is a little bit numb. A little bit. I would say I'm like 90% back. But on the other hand, the tooth is really, like the area around the tooth is really, really achy right now, which tells me it's, almost done wearing off. So, that's, Ginger Pepsi, he hit me at least 4 times. Like, he went in, and then he went in again, and then he went in again, and then he went in again before I actually saw him take the drill out. So I got at least 4 shots of that stuff. And I guess it's probably because he saw, like, when he was doing the test, like he was testing my teeth with that cold whatever that thing was, to see if I would react, and I'm reacting on like every tooth. He's like, okay, he has sensitive teeth, so he must have wanted to make sure I felt nothing, and I felt nothing. For many, many hours, I felt nothing. So, yep, that'll do it. So there you go. That's my root canal story. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope I didn't scare anybody.